A few months ago I made an endgrain board for an Etsy order. Had this catastrophic fail on the planer. Didn't have the heart to throw away the pieces, so I saved them, and now I'm hoping I can make a few pens from them.
Let's see if I can turn some more of these remnants from my destroyed endgrain board into some more pen blanks. Cutting those in half made some pretty small blanks. I'm only going to make a few until I see if I can actually drill through the center of these. Plenty big enough for the final product, but I don't know if I can drill that accurate. Well, that was discouraging. Never had a problem drilling blanks before. These blanks were very small though, and almost every one of them blew out at the end. There's one good one. There's one good one, so I got two. Of course, those weren't supposed to go together. Three. That one blew out and separated. That one blew out, but maybe I can save it. Oh my goodness. Discouraging. I've salvaged what could be 6 nice pens representing my old cutting board project that blew apart. And I think I've decided to do the patterns with as many different pieces of wood in each pen as possible, rather than matching them up with the other halves they came from, so that they really reflect that original cutting board that had all 5 pieces of wood in it.
Had to go pretty slow reaming these blanks and scoring the ends. Once I got these on the lathe, I really expected I was going to have to go careful. Almost every blank has 1 or 2 ends that were split out. Sure enough, caught on the lathe tool, and I had to replace several. Those kind of contribute to the story, though, of these blanks being saved. There's another one on the end of the canary wood. It took a while to find the pieces, but usually I could find them, get all the cracks closed up, and fill them in with some CA and sawdust if I couldn't quite find all the original pieces. Slow and steady is the key. Slow as I could, sharp tools. And I found that scraping, which I don't normally do, but scraping was a little safer than a more aggressive cut. It looks like I had at least 3 ends blow out on this pen. Probably stopped shaping a little earlier than normal and started my sanding with the 80 grit. A little more shaping than normal, but it worked good. I didn't want any more blowouts. Normally sand from 80 up through every step up to 800. And I start with some thin CA glue. Got 3 coats of thin, followed by 3 to 5 coats of medium, 1 drop at a time. After the CA, I get out 800 to 3000 on this wet dry paper, and I go a little aggressive to start off with to get off any high spots in the CA before finishing it off with the micro mesh pads and going all the way from 1000 up to 18,000 on the micro mesh pads. Not doing the wet and dry, just trying with dry only, and found that it worked really smooth. And then I finish it off with a couple of coats of automotive finish buffing compound. Over to a little hand finishing of the edges to get them CA straightened up. And then it's time for assembly. I don't have a fancy pen press, so I just use my little bench vise, which seems to work good. I've so far never marred up any pens. Just got to be careful. Although normally I do put a little bit of tape in there to protect the edges if I'm going to do a bunch of pens. I'm getting a little bit of glue off the end of the pen tip there, double checking the twist, and putting together the end, the cap on it, and there's a finished pen.